So this Sunday is it. This Sunday is the first official Week 1 game of the 2025 New Orleans Saints season. Whew. I don't know how I want to feel right now, actually. I don't know. I don't know how I want to feel right now because, like, I'm nervous of how this first game goes, and I'm nervous of how this season goes because, like, I don't know. I'm not really on the train of, like, oh, we're gonna be one of those teams that's just gonna like oh, we're just gonna blow every game just so we could freaking draft like Garrett Nussmeier, Arch Manning in the next draft, to get a high pick to try to get a quarterback. But I mean, I don't know. I don't want to jump on that bandwagon really, if I'm honest with you, because I just don't kind of feel like it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so this is going to be the first preview video for the Saints Week 1 preview video versus the Cardinals. Pretty big week. We will be at home, and also we'll be wearing our new alternate uniforms, the black helmets with, of course, the returning gold jerseys. That is definitely going to be pretty good. That is going to be really cool to watch. I can't wait for that to happen. For that, so that's going to be interesting. So mostly, of course, just like with my LSU preview videos, and especially like the Week 1 video I did with LSU, mostly going to go over things or thing to look forward to and go over the questions I have, which for the Saints, there's a lot, especially to ask for this first upcoming game. But before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, of course, for everybody who's new, welcome to the BrewCrew channel. My name is Hayden Brewer. Of course, do football content like this with LSU and Saints. I do some wrestling content as well. Haven't, of course, done the past few videos because, of course, big weekend for football. But I do some wrestling content as well on the channel. And before we get into the video, since you guys are new, and of course, if you guys haven't yet as well, hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell for future upcoming videos on this channel. And so with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the Week 1 Saints Week 1 preview. Now, an interesting thing that I actually just saw that the Saints since 2019 have won every single opener since 2019. So does the streak continue? I actually didn't notice that. I literally actually this morning saw that. So we'll see. We'll see if one streak continues or something. I don't know. We'll see if that continues. I think it might, but we'll get to sort of that question later on. But let's go over to like things I'm looking forward to, or really, not really things, but I want to say like players. And mostly there's two players on my mind that I'm looking forward to watch. And mostly, of course, one of them on the offensive side is Spencer Rattler. And I will kind of talk more about Spencer Rattler in the questions, but I'm mostly just looking forward to see how he does in this game and all that. But I kind of don't want to go too much in that because I'll probably talk more about him later on. But he's definitely one player I'm looking forward to. This next player I can't actually talk about is on the defensive side is Cooley McKinstry. It is mostly because of like how great he's done this offseason. All the praise he's kind of been having from having a really great offseason, really great training camps. He's done particularly well in these preseason games. There's a lot of high hope for him. I mean, he's one of the starting cornerbacks right now. He's coming into, I believe, his second or third year. I can't fully remember. And, of course, if we remember, we don't have Marshall Lattimore anymore because we have a healthy Alante Taylor coming in. So it's going to be them two. But Cooley McKinstry is going to be that one guy on this defense that we're going to have to that we're going to be looking forward to see what he does with this defense and how well he plays this season. So I'm looking forward to see how this first game goes, but also looking forward to see how the rest of the year goes for him as well. So those are the things. It's not really a lot because mostly want to focus on questions because, of course, this is how different the Saints are with LSU, even though, yes, it's college and NFL, but you kind of know what I mean. So there's a lot of questions. I don't know if I have the answers right now. That I hope we get the answers potentially in Week 1. And I hope they're good ones. Please. So the first question is mostly with Spencer Rattler. It is, how will Spencer Rattler perform? I hope he'll perform good because this defense that they're playing against, I don't know much really about the Cardinals defense. I think they still have Budda Baker, who I believe is their only star player on their defense. I might be wrong. It's just, of course, I don't focus a lot on the other teams. But I hope he can perform well because, of course, like it's his first official like start of a full season, really, for him being a full-time starter. And really, I think he could perform pretty good because he's at the experience. Is the same stuff I've been talking about with him. Is he's had the experience. Um, excuse me. He's had the experience. Um, playing time. I don't know why I was blanking out with it. He's had the experience, he's had the playing time. Yes, those games were losses, but he has the talent. I believe he has the talent. Do I think he's going to have a great year? I don't know, but mostly focusing on this game, I think he could do pretty good in this game. I mean, he has Olave, he has Shaheed back, and this actually goes into my next question when I'm talking about them, is how will the offense as a whole perform? Because, of course, you have Alvin Kamara, you have of course, Shaheed and Olave back and healthy. You do have a pretty solid tight end in Jawan Johnson, who I do really like as our tight end right now. I know he doesn't really have eye popping stuff and all that, but he's been a reliable tight end for the for these past few years that we've had him, and of course we signed him, signed an extension to him, extended, I believe, his contract with us earlier this year, which was pretty good. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. Of course, we got Brandon Cooks coming back. Of course, I saw Trey Palmer. We picked him up from free agency. So we got a pretty good wide receiver core. I mean, we got a pretty good wide receiver core, and I think really for Spencer Rattler, he's got some really solid targets. Of course, again, Alvin Kamara. Hopefully, we can get to see him continue his dominance of play, and hopefully he can stay healthy this year. Hopefully he can try to maybe get to that 1,000 yard mark. I mean, he's probably one of the greatest running backs to potentially not get 1,000 yards rushing, but he gets 1,000 yards scrimmage because he can do anything in the backfield. So that's definitely the question, is like, how will the offense as a whole perform? And mostly sort of the same thing with the defense, is how will the defense as a whole perform, especially under this new system. Of course, we saw how they performed a little bit with this new system, with the new defensive coordinator during the preseason, but now we get to see more of like the first team, and also a little bit on the defense as these other young players like like the linebacker Stutzman, Quincy Riley, those two young guys, see where they kind of line up, where they kind of go. The defensive line I'm very excited for. You got Brzee, Chase Young, and Cam Jordan. Like, I'm excited for those. Demario Davis, Pete Warner, and of course, like, you got like get to finally see some stuff with Justin Reed, as Yeadham as well on the defensive backside, helping that. And of course, like I said before, like Alontae Taylor, and of course Cooley McKinstry, who I talked about before in the beginning of the video, who I'm really excited for in this first game. So like I'm excited for this defense with some of these players. So I'm hoping we get to see something different with this defense, and with this new system, and hopefully this new system does work, and that's what I'm definitely excited for. And mostly with this new system, another question I kind of thought of myself is like, because these are two talented players that they're playing against on this offensive side, is Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr. is coming into his second year. He's still got great talent. He had an okay rookie year. It wasn't an eye-popping rookie year that people were probably expecting from him, but it was a pretty good rookie year that he had. Kyler Murray, he's kind of been up and down throughout his career, but he's still going to be tough because of that scrambling mobility that he still has. So that's just going to be tough as well. So mostly, like, that's just a question adding on with the new system that we have, is like, how will our defense like fare against playmakers like that, like Murray and Harrison, and possibly other playmakers that they'll have on their offense. And sort of as always that I will have in these preview videos, this is kind of the big question, is can we beat the Cardinals? And I think we do have a good chance against the Cardinals. I think we are the much better looking team than the Cardinals. So I do actually have us winning this, but I don't know at the same time, because I don't fully know how this team will be, how this team will be going into this first game, and of course going against Arizona, especially, which I don't, with, like I said before, with Murray, Harrison on the offense, and of course the defense, don't know how they'll play, don't know how they are really. So, but I feel like there is a good chance. I mean, like, this win is not going to be like, oh, we get the win, this is how the rest of the season goes. Like, no. If it's a win, it's a win. And it's like, okay, we'll just have to move on to the next one. Of course, I did a video a while ago when the schedules came out for both LSU and Saints. I went over both records for both teams, and of course I had the Saints as a possibly 10-7, 9-8 team potentially, because I think there are teams, because of really how definitely how not good looking we are, like team wise, that a lot of people are thinking that we might be one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the league. But I feel like we don't, because I feel like we have a solid team. And of course, if you remember that one video I made of like potentially have us being like an overlooked team or something like that, I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what it was, but I remember doing a video about it, if you remember seeing it, just talking about how they could be a surprising team, how we could be a surprising team. And I think we can do that, because like we do have solid players on the offensive side, and with additions to the free agency, we have solid players on the defense. It's just really we need to see how they play in an actual regular season game. Because we've been talking about this throughout the whole offseason. We've seen a little bit of it during the preseason, but most of the preseason have been second, third team, sometimes first team. But really, like, we need to see how really they'll be in an actual game that's not a preseason game. So, again, going back to the question and to kind of end it off real quick, I do potentially see us winning against the Cardinals, even though the Cardinals are favorite, but I think we can have a chance to beat him. If not, then it is what it is at this point, so I don't know. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that concludes the Week 1 preview for the Saints. I will definitely have a review video after. I do also want to say, before I kind of go on, I do want to say I'm going to try to see if I can live stream. For the first time ever, I'm going to try to see if I can live stream. I think I did mention that in my first ever video that I did want to do live streams, but I wanted to kind of get to a certain point. Of course, I'm at 50 subscribers, 51 subscribers. Thank you to everybody of those 50 subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing. To try to do live streams. So I'm going to try to do a live stream for the Saints game. Of course, I've kind of talked about live streams with like WWE shows and all that as well. I don't know about LSU games because of the timing wise and all that, but I'll probably actually try to get the Saints games probably, since they'll mostly be on Sunday because we don't have a primetime games. So, but I'll try my best to see if I can get a live stream. So hopefully you guys are, of course, again, subscribe to the channel, and so you guys can know when that is out as well. Of course, also I'll post a reminder on my Instagram and maybe on X. Speaking of those, definitely go follow those social media platforms that I have. Links to both of those will be down in the description below as well. Also down in the description below, go check out my previous video, as I did a tier list on all the starting quarterbacks coming into this season. So definitely go check out that video that of course came out. But again, I'm going to try to see if I can cut a live stream out. If not, I'm probably still going to try to like work on stuff. But I think I got something going to try to do a live stream, so I might try to do a live stream on Sunday for the Saints game. And then probably after the live stream, I'll do my review video. So definitely a big weekend for that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, also actually before we end it off, let me know in the comments down below how you guys are feeling with the Saints game coming up. Do you guys think we have maybe a chance? If not, let me know in the comments down below. And so with all that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't yet, and hit the notification bell for future upcoming videos on the channel, and also for when I try to do this live stream as well, so you guys can be notified when I start it. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and so yeah, hope you have an amazing, blessed day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.